Hello and welcome to another episode of the Not For Nothing podcast. I am Sarah El Sayed.
And I am Natasha.
We have a special guest today.
We do. One of the funniest, I may say, internet personalities in our lives that we all had the pleasure of working together at some point.
You may have seen him in commercials. You may have seen him live doing some stand-up. And you may have seen him on TikTok talking all types of shit. So without further ado, here is Che Durena.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Nice to have you here in the studio.
It's great to be here, guys. Thank you.
Of course. Che is in New York, originally from Canada, and we're in LA today. So this is a nice little rare occurrence that we're able to make happen.
Yeah, I was in town doing some shows in Brea and I swung over so we can do the podcast.
Appreciate that a lot. I'm also in town and we will begin.
Yeah, I'm so glad
that some heated questions for you.
I'm so glad I moved to LA to only hang out with people from the East Coast.
To be the world's best host.
Yeah. Are you not LA based?
No, I live in New York.
Okay, sick.
And we all know each other from being on the East Coast.
Yeah, very true.
All now venturing out here.
Do we have a choice is the question.
No.
What space do we have in New York?
That's also very
bad.
true.
But yeah, like you're known online for some of your, I would call it vulgar content.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely vulgar.
Yeah.
Humorous. But like we've heard all of the like crazy sexual things that girls say to you in your DMs.
For sure.
But what is it that your heart wants to hear?
My heart.
Yeah, like what's the key to your heart?
The key to my heart, like if I'm actually going to keep you around.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, keep you around, introduced to family.
Oh man, if you can take stuff off my plate, like help, that is the, like if I come home, it's been a long day and like, I don't know, like my laundry's done or like something, like you help me like make my life move smoother. I'm constantly spinning like hundreds of plates. Like I'm making content. I got to do this every day. And then I'm like, I have like my daily stuff I do every day. Like I meditate, write jokes, go to the gym, create content and educate myself on something. That's like my minimum requirements for the day. And then you go to the to-do list. What's on there is like, we got this, that, or the other going. And then I'm streaming some days a week. And then I'm flying, I'm on the road. I'm doing all these things. So if I have someone who's like helping me move that along and makes my life more streamlined, that's like, oh, there's no better feeling than coming home and thinking you have to get something done and it's done. And you're like, oh, that fucking makes me feel so appreciated and so good. That's that for sure.
So do you feel like you are looking to date like a mother figure?
Wait, I was going to say, do you then date on like assistant temp websites?
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Like, is that your pool?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a bad place to start, I guess. Yeah.
So acts of service, you would say.
Acts of service, I think, is huge. Yeah, that is. But like, I don't know. I never have thought about that as like that important until recently. Having someone, I don't know, I think I was seeing a girl for a little bit and she did something for me that made my day easier. And I was like, this is the best fucking thing ever.
Do you remember what that thing was?
I think it might have been something simple. Like she made my bed or something.
Oh, that's very
And I was
nice,
like,
actually.
wow. Like
thoughtful.
That, yeah, that doesn't take a lot, man, to really make me feel appreciated.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right. What about you? What's your what's the key to your heart?
Rolling joints when I need it.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely an important, and I feel like you got it down. Smack had it down at Thanksgiving.
Definitely.
Like I
Who's
feel
keeping them coming at Thanksgiving.
acts of service, but specifically of the stoner category.
The joints.
Because I like having control over everything else in my life.
Right.
That's
like especially when my hands are busy.
Yeah, like I'm willing to delegate the weed rolling, but not
Cool.
the weed buying.
Same.
You know?
Same. Small few I can trust with that.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. I think the key to my heart. My love language is absolutely acts of service as well.
Yeah.
But I think it's more if like give me a ride somewhere. Like
That's
take
so
me to
true.
run errands. I need that.
Is that really the key to your heart or just like
key to
a
capitalism.
necessity of life?
Surviving capitalism.
Just having a car in New York City is such a pain in the ass that you're like, yo, you got a car, dude?
I don't have a driver's license even.
Really?
Yeah.
You got to get on
Yeah,
that
it's
shit.
not even that
Notorious
she doesn't have
passenger
access to the
princess.
car. Is that
Yeah,
even
it's
if
like-
she did?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
be able to operate it.
To
Yeah.
be fair, I didn't.
Yeah, I should date an Uber driver.
Yeah, there we go.
Exactly.
That's smart.
Takes Uber rides just as dates.
I hadn't drove seriously like since I got my license. I can't even remember the last time I drove before this moment. When I first moved to America, I had to just drive from like we were doing one nighters. So I was in like Ohio and I'm driving to like 4 different cities. So like I don't know, there'd be like in a week I would do like 10 hours of driving or something. And I'd never like
Nightmare.
drove more than like an hour for my lessons and then my driving test. And I was like,
Right.
God,
That's what I think is the hard part
Yeah.
about driving is just not being comfortable behind the wheel.
yeah.
Because it's like I have not had enough time to feel like I can.
But you just
operate
go.
this.
Like a big part of
Yeah.
it for me was I looked at it and was like, yo, everyone does this.
Yeah.
Like the dumbest people you know drive.
That's so
it's like
true.
what
That's
I
what
can
yeah.
I can drive. I'm not the smartest guy ever, but I'm not the dumbest person. So
Mhm.
I can it's easy. And then you figure it out and you're just going. And then you're like, oh, my least favorite part about driving is you can't look at your phone. I hate that. I just want to look at my phone the whole time.
You might not have to be the smartest, but I feel like you can't be the clumsiest. And I think
No.
I could be the clumsiest.
Nah,
Yeah, you
you're
did knock
fine.
your shopping cart this morning into watermelons.
That's true. I turned around to talk to her. I'm like, "Did you get?" And I just like knocked the shopping cart into a display.
But it kind of forces you to have good awareness because you'll maybe have like one scare where you like merge weird and someone's like, honk, and then you're like,
You're
"Ugh."
shook.
Yeah. And then you're like, that anxiety will keep you alert.
That's true.
Yeah, but you know what won't?
Crashing.
Like, I feel like I get stressed, but then I'm also smoking weed, so then I forget about how stressed I was, and then you keep doing stupid mistakes.
Damn. I don't think I'm ready.
Damn.
I don't think 30 I don't think 30 is old enough to drive.
Exactly, 45 minimum
You're
driving
right?
age.
It should be
yeah.
like presidency. Like if I'm not eligible to be president, I shouldn't be behind a moving car.
You know what? Fair. And if
You
you can
know?
get by not doing it, it's actually fucking sick. It's
It can.
less and less important.
know.
These self-driving cars will bring on this self-driving AI future,
I'm with
man.
that.
I don't know
I'll
about
take
I'm
that.
with it, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, take away all the boring jobs. Everyone, we're just going to lounge and shit. We're going to go to the beach. We're going to paint. That's the
Yeah.
future, baby.
Yeah.
AI is going to do everything.
Mhm.
So the conclusion is that all of us are looking for
Help.
dating our assistants.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Which
Great,
I'm
great,
fine with,
great.
man. I'll totally take that
Yeah.
on.
I think that's like, if you want to be the forward facing person of your relationship, because like, unless you're in like a celebrity couple, both of you are not like faces of anything really.
Yeah.
One of them is just working or at home, and the other
Yeah.
person is like doing it or like, being public facing of some kind. And I feel like if you're the public facing one, it's the duty of the other person to help out.
Do ladies get post-nut clarity?
Yes.
Yeah. I think that for me, that's like, it hasn't happened in so long, but after I nut, if I'm still like, oh yeah, like I want to cuddle and hang out and stuff, I will cuddle and stuff anyways, even if I don't really want to. But I know I can feel like immediately.
Generous.
Yeah, I'm a
By
very
the way, very generous.
very
Yeah.
generous. But I will immediately feel like whether or not I have any sort of feelings to this person after I nut. And in a long time, every time I come, I'm like, I'm kind of over it now.
Damn.
Interesting.
So
Damn.
if someone's doing shit for me and I like them after I nut, it's a home run.
Oh, then it's true love.
Yeah, then
That's
it's true love,
true.
dude. Yeah.
Hmm.
That is the key. That's a good recipe to the heart.
Yes.
That's fair. I think as I get older, and I think I've heard this from a lot of other women too, like it becomes harder and harder to participate in hookup culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just because like even if you still got it, you get tired of the motions. You're
Yeah.
like, wait, I've done this before. I've just replaced this person with a different person. I'm not-
100%.
So I think we get post-nut clarity and more of a long-term vision.
And it's also just
Yeah.
less
You
like
know?
it's less interesting. The whole when you do the same thing over and over and over again. Like the first time you like hook up with someone, have a one night stand, it's exciting, it's new,
Exactly.
it's like
Yeah.
devious, and now it's like very normalized. And you, when you know all the motions, you know all the things, and you like, oh, let's go back to like my apartment that I own, and then I'll get you an Uber, and it's like, and everything's, I don't know, there's no like risk involved or anything.
Right.
It's nothing spicing
You know
it
the
up.
story.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like for guys, sorry to play in the binary, but like there's more of a guaranteed come situation.
Oh yeah, I think dudes
So
are not
true.
Whereas
more
like
often,
we
yeah.
get over it, the clarity from the fact of like I am tired of not having this happen.
Yeah, I
every
need to
time.
nut, dude.
And
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
so
not.
true.
And I know I'm gonna like go to your house and not sleep well and your bathroom's dirty. And
That's
not
so
even
true.
gonna have any satisfaction.
Dude, the not sleep well so huge, man. So many times it's like person tossing and turning or something, and
Or
you're
it's
just like
ugh.
bro, I hooked up with this girl a little while ago, and I was like in the corner, like next to the wall, like, and
I
she's
hate
like
that.
right next to me, and I'm like, bro, I need some space here, man.
And you're gonna experience this as you enter one of your like first official full summers in New York.
Yeah.
Hooking up in New York in the summer, it is so sweaty.
Oh,
like,
dude.
Disgusting.
and
I don't
no
even
one
want to go
has
on a walk.
AC, and then the fucking person who decides to turn off the AC because it's too loud to sleep, but you're in this random person's like sweaty bed. Ugh.
Bro,
Or
I-
it's just like when the roommate, inevitable roommate,
There's
by
always
the
a
way.
roommate. There's always
There's
a
always
roommate.
a roommate.
I
Because
got
it's
my
New
own
York.
place.
So do I.
I have
Wow, unicorns.
Yeah.
I have a roommate, but we have separate bathrooms, so it's okay.
True. When the roommate is the only person who can control the temperature and they decide it needs to be off and you're trying to get it on.
Yeah.
Or I feel like this is also a New York thing when the roommate, in the very unique cases that there's a balcony, is connected to the one roommate's room, but you want to smoke and you're like, oh, maybe we should wake up the roommate, but I don't know.
Oh,
and
no,
then you're like,
not allowed into the room if the balcony is attached to that room.
Yeah, it's game over, dude.
Yeah, sorry, that's what they pay for in their rent.
Yeah.
I was the roommate with the balcony attached to my room.
There we go. It's a thing.
And I don't want people walking through my room. This is not a railroad style apartment.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Sorry, that's
So
my
it's the
balcony.
alternative, hotboxing the place.
But no,
Yeah.
I guess now it's legal, so you can.
Mhm.
I moved to New York in July,
Yeah.
and I
Oh my
didn't
God.
realize what it was. And I was like, yo, it's real hot. And they're like, yeah, it's a heat wave. And then it's like, no, it's this hot for like a month.
Yeah.
Right. This,
You
it's
know?
And you're
going to
from
be
Canada.
a heat wave for the summer.
Yeah. And I'm
this
like,
summer's
what
a scorcher.
the fuck? And you're just like sweating like crazy, man. It was brutal.
Do you have AC?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
definitely in one of our first episodes that we did. That was one of where we draw the line.
Yeah,
AC.
like I won't hook up with
I
someone.
won't hook up
if
with someone who doesn't have AC.
Yeah.
it's
I don't
like,
even
it's
go to
not
my
worth it.
sister's place anymore in the summer in New York because
She's
she doesn't
got
have AC.
AC?
She has AC, but it's broken and her building is pretending like it's not broken. And she's like, there's no air that's like coming out.
Through. Yeah.
And so
Oh, yeah,
I refuse
no.
to go to her house now.
No,
in the
that's
I
summer.
would too. I wouldn't pay rent if I was her.
That's what I'm
Sorry,
saying.
that's
Yeah.
unbearable.
But she's, you know, so busy.
she's
already.
a rule follower.
And she's
Got it.
also
Yeah.
like, you know, a rule follower.
Yeah. Damn. Okay.
Yeah, no AC.
Okay, so we know like how to win your heart, but
Mhm.
like we recently had a segment where we were talking about a kink shaming situation.
Okay.
You know, I was at a zoo and I saw a couple that was wearing a collar and a leash.
Like-
and I'm
Yeah.
sorry, where there's too many kids around.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Those-
I can kink shame you only for that.
Yeah.
And to be specific, it was not at like an after hours session of the zoo.
no,
it was like
No.
3
a
p.m.
very
on a
classic-
Saturday
yeah.
at the zoo.
There's this thing that I think has blossomed with social media where not everyone, but people have forgotten that, or I how do I word this without generalizing? I want to say
Generalize.
some people feel that their business is everyone's business. Like I put
Yeah.
all my stuff on the internet, everything. And not only should my business be everyone's business, but it should be accepted by everyone. It's like
True.
your collar and leash thing, go nuts, fucking do
Right.
it up. But yeah, like, oh, I'm walking my person down the street. Well, that's because that's how we do it. That's how I shame him. Or it's like, we're at a zoo, like kids are around. Like,
Right.
can we have neutral territory? Where
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I'm not,
What's off limits?
yeah, I'm not whipping my dick out. Like I'm not,
Yeah.
I'm not even like playing music off my phone because that's just, we're in the neutral territory. We don't
You
do
don't
shit.
play. That's what I said that last time too.
Yeah.
She really did.
It's like, that's that,
Auditory pollution.
yeah,
Yeah.
but those are things like it's like, yeah, I'm not trying to be like, you don't do this or try to fucking delegate your sex life or anything like that.
Right.
But it is like, come on, guys,
Right.
come on. You're on, like you said, there's kids around. This is a public space. We came, people came to look at gorillas and shit.
And literally, that's where it was.
And,
It
yeah.
was in the gorilla enclosure.
Were you here
Uh,
yesterday?
Right.
And
Low-key
don't
creeping.
pretend
He's like, I was walking
this-
her.
it's like, don't pretend like that's not weird. Like
Right.
it is like,
Don't
it's
make
like,
me feel like a weirdo
It's
for
like-
thinking
but
that you are wrong.
it's like, that is weird. It's a weird, you see no one else doing it. It is a weird thing. If you want to do weird things that makes you come, go nuts. But like, if you want to do it outside in the street, it's like, I don't know, people are doing it at like Pride and shit. And that's when we're like, hey, we're doing it in the street now. It's
different
like,
ground
yeah,
rules,
Exactly.
different location.
And different meaning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like what is too far for the world's biggest pervert
Oh.
online?
And wait, and so that means there is too far, which is also
I think
Right.
it is the lady in the streets freak in the sheets kind of thing, like that. Like if we're talking like too far of who I will sleep with, like if I saw a chick getting walked around on a collar and she just wanted to bang, I would be like game 100%.
Wow.
But if you guys are talking like who, if I'm going to bring someone home, you need to have the on-off switch. You need to be able to be like, okay, we're hanging around with the fam. You know how to hang around fam and be like cordial and nice and do like that, all that stuff. Because that's a different tone, and I'm not who I am when I'm hanging out with my boys when I go and see my family, because
Yeah.
that would just be like obnoxious and rude, and it just doesn't, those things don't fit. Understanding context, I think, is a really important part. So someone who can be like, oh, when it's just the two of us, when we're doing our thing, whatever we do, maybe we go to swingers lounges and we fuck other people and we are voyeurs and exhibitionists and whatever it is. But yeah, if you come and meet my family, we're saying we're polite, we can talk, what's on the news, that balance, understanding the difference of those worlds.
That's a great answer, because I feel like you're basically saying there isn't anything too far as long as your private life is still private.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you understand where you can do these things, where you can't.
Mm-hmm.
And if someone who can't understand that difference or feels that everything needs to be accepted by everyone, it's like, no. Everyone has their own shit, man. And they're all
Yeah.
doing their own shit. We're in the neutral ground. Let's try and be a little neutral here. Share
I
the space. Everyone's comfortable.
Totally. All right.
so the zoo too far.
The
Too
zoo,
far.
too far. Too
I
far.
agree,
too far. We have some would you rather questions. if
Yo,
you-
hit me.
Oh, they're funny.
All right. Why don't you kickstart?
Okay, let me see what my favorite one is. These were written in a state of delirious.
I'm very
vagueness,
interested
so-
to see what ladies' would you rathers are like.
Yeah, and we
Yes.
invented these questions.
Okay,
we didn't
that's
find
good.
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Because there's like the classics, like, would you rather sit on a dick and eat a cake or sit on a cake and eat a dick?
I've never heard that one.
Yeah, that
For
one's
being a classic.
that's a
I've
classic.
never heard that as a classic.
And then there's the tougher one than that is you're an inch inside your mom. This is obviously for dudes. With your dick, it's an inch inside your mom, and your dad's an inch inside your ass. And it's like, do you move backwards and have your dad fuck you to pull your dick out, or do you fuck your mom to get into, like, what do you do? You've never heard that one?
Never heard
That's
that.
that's a classic.
crazy.
That's incredible.
Yeah. That's a classic.
And now we're supposed to like follow these up.
Yeah, no, that
That
one.
was
I'm
good.
sorry.
I can't believe you've
It's a
never
classic
heard.
for a
And what's
reason.
your answer?
I think I choose my dad. I would go backwards onto my dad because I feel like we could just brush that off. Like, I think
Oh, that's a
I think
great
we
way to
could, like-
justify it. We
I
will
think-
pretend it never happened.
yeah, I think the two of us could bury that.
Yeah.
Where I
Okay.
don't think my mom could handle that. Yeah.
Okay, respect.
Yeah. Also, I haven't talked to my mom in like 10 years, and I don't want an excuse to like build the relationship up again.
Oh my God, you're a sicko. You don't want her to get the wrong idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Sarah said this one was difficult. Would you rather have bad daily sex for the rest of your life
Ooh.
or only have sex one last time, but
Mhm.
it's the best you've ever had? But it's one time for the rest until you die.
Right. But it's bad daily sex.
Does he get to pick the year it happens? The best of his life?
I
like,
guess,
you
yeah.
have to cash it in immediately, or like, can you save that?
Well, I guess it would be like,
I don't know. You
if
could
I have the
choose.
opportunity to have sex, if I take it, I know that's the last one. So
Yeah.
I would get to choose whenever it happens.
Right. Okay.
I
fair.
think I would choose the one best, like, because the bad sex forever, that's like a very like Sisyphean task. Like, you're constantly trying to push this boulder up the hill. Like, that's like a monkey paw situation. Like, it grants you a wish, like, I want to have sex every day. And it's like, okay, the sex sucks. It's like that's a punishment. That's like, you have to
Can
carry
be.
this around
Can
forever.
be.
You're having bad sex, like, for whatever reason it's bad. It's just boring, or something gets hurt, or like, whatever causes it to be bad. And then it's going to happen every day. And then it's a time sink. You have to schedule that in every day. What if I got to fly?
True.
I got to fly. I got to fuck like a fucking 6 a.m. and it's bad. And then before I go, like, this
Oh,
is
that's true.
having sex one last time. That's amazing. Then you just like become a monk or something after. Can I jerk off still? Or can't
Yeah.
jerk off again?
That's
Oh yeah,
the
if I can
thing.
jerk off, we're fine.
Okay, cool. Great answer.
Yeah, I think that's what we had landed on as well.
Yeah. Well, actually,
some
no.
people
I actually chose the other.
Yeah.
The bad sex
Yeah,
forever.
I'm willing to just, So is it like, right? Mark agrees with me. I'm glad. I feel like having sex one last time, it's like, I don't even know when I'm going to die. What if I never cash it in?
And also make your relationships weird. You never have sex again.
Yeah. And that's so true. You'd literally have to go asexual pretty much until that fateful day.
But yeah, I think I
Whatever.
said it would just monk it. Just become monk. Yeah.
Fair.
Or just depressed.
You're like, I felt a low libido before. And I'll feel that again. All right. So would you rather have your worst nude go viral online? Or would you rather have a 60-second penis gate in like Lenny Kravitz style performance? I don't know if you've seen that. Where his pants
I
just
know
ripped
exactly
open.
what you're talking about. Where his dick falls out of his pants and it's quite big.
It is.
It's good sized
He's
cock.
hung.
Yeah. No, so much of Lenny Kravitz makes sense because like
Right?
very handsome guy, musical career, like has a few great hits, but never like he had his time and then was like, I'm done.
Yeah. It's like, I made enough money.
Yeah, and it's
Right.
like, why would he want anything more? He's probably out there like fucking the hottest chicks ever, being like he's a millionaire, has a fat cock. Like he's just
like, what else do you need?
He's like so content. The dude's like, yeah, my life has been fucking sick.
Right.
I'm considered one of the sexiest people ever, and I just drill puss and I'm rich.
So what would you rather? Would you rather have
Oh.
that for 60 seconds on stage, and knowing that people could take videos of this?
Like my cock's out and I don't know.
You don't know you're performing.
Yeah.
in
Like
front
a
of
penis
large
gate or
crowd.
the worst nude?
Or the worst nude going like semi-viral.
Penis gate for sure.
Because it's a good angle.
Oh yeah, 100%. Dude, you know how many people are gonna cover like, yo, his dick was out at the show? Like that's gonna get everyone. Barstool's gonna talk about that. Like,
So you would do it for the clout?
oh, dude, everyone's gonna talk about it. And then also just your dick being out in like an inopportune time, that's fine. Like people won't judge your dick too much on that. But if it's a nude, people will be like, oh, you're like that's what you look at your best. That's your
That's
best.
so true.
I'm like, no, because I have fire nudes. I talk about at my shows how I just give out dick pics really willy-nilly. Like ladies will message me and be like, hey, can I get a dick pic after the show? And I'll just send it. I won't even ask for like a nude back. I have a couple times been like, yo, send me some titties. And then sometimes they don't. I'm like, all right,
wait, so literally why don't you have an OnlyFans?
Yeah.
No, because I've had this conversation.
Like you could be making money off of what you're doing.
That's so true.
I've had this conversation several times. Once you open the door to porn, it's hard to close that door, and it also closes a lot of doors. So like there's a lot of
it's a lot of doors open and closed.
A lot of streamers would stop working with me or would not work with me. A lot of platforms like Disney or something would never work with me. Like, what's his name? Sebastian.
Are you trying to work with Disney?
I'm not trying to.
But you don't want to close the door.
What if I got an opportunity to be in a Marvel movie or something like that? That would be removed.
That's
or
so
like,
true.
was it Sebastian just did a voice in the Mario movie? Like, I couldn't do that if I was doing porn. Like, maybe I could, but there's a very, very small chance that I would. Pretty much eliminates all that stuff. And me and the porn world have been colliding like more and more and more. I'm getting like, I'm just at a podcast where I was like interviewing porn stars and now porn stars are like reaching out to me and like, hey, we should hang out, blah, blah, blah. So the worlds are getting closer and closer. And also doing an OnlyFans doesn't help me sell any more tickets. And the whole thing about this from day one has been be a stand-up comic. That's how I started. And that's why I started making content online. Everything has been all about comedy the entire time. So it would be money, I've never, ever, ever chased the money, and the money has always came. And so it's like, don't do that to chase the money. Because then also I'm spending like hours and hours making porn, and I'm not
perfecting your craft.
Yeah, I'm not doing the thing I want to do.
That's a
That's great.
very
point.
reasonable.
But you could also do it like a Patreon like subscription, join the chick universe.
Oh my God.
And then
just
get
a
the dick pics.
monthly dick pic.
That'd
Little
actually be pretty
calendar.
funny.
You have to just do one-offs.
Oh my God,
you
Just,
should do a
send them an
calendar.
invoice.
A dick pic calendar.
Oh my God, that would be hilarious, and like give the money to charity.
Yeah.
That's actually fun.
Which brings us to an interesting topic about erectile dysfunction.
Oh yeah.
Because you could do it as a charity for men who aren't as well endowed.
Monthly drops.
But well endowed is different than erectile dysfunction is losing your owner bay.
Yeah, but like at some point it's no longer functional.
Like ever again?
I don't know. You tell me.
You tell us.
Like, I don't know. Is there?
I think it's definitely like a health nutrition thing. Like the older you get, from what I've heard, it's like the harder it is to get your dick going. I haven't hit
Do you
that
feel
stage
that?
in life. I don't know. My dick's fucking, he's killing it. But I think it is very much like a supplementation and health thing. Like I know that when guys get into their 40s, a lot of guys should be getting on testosterone or HGH. Like your testosterone drops quite a bit, and it's actually healthy for you to start getting on like TRT to keep your testosterone in safe levels. And HGH can help you in what's called andropause, which is like men's menopause. Men go through a menopause, like a hormonal change as well, and HGH can help you balance out your hormones and that like reduce your chance of prostate cancer, all these things. And I think if you're supplementing with things like that, your erectile dysfunction issues are much less or non-existent.
Interesting.
Wait, so do we think that, like, you know, in movies and TV and also real life, when men have their midlife crisis and like buy the red Corvette and leave their wives for these younger women and shit like that, do we think that that's basically them going through their andropause?
Could be. Yeah.
Most likely. I would say that's
And it's like
most
men
likely.
get like frivolous and women just get like fat, depressed, and hairy. That's menopause.
Yeah.
I think
And warm,
Yeah.
just so sweaty.
I think
I
it's,
think everybody gets fat, depressed, and hairy. I think that's the whole thing
Yeah.
for everybody.
I think it's that coupled with a combination of like loss of purpose. Like if you've spent your life kind of chasing something that is not so fulfilling,
Mhm.
then you get to a certain point in your life where when you get into like your 40s and 50s, like your parents die, or they can, like your
Mhm.
friends and stuff might start dying, and like you start to see death, and it starts to have a stake in your reality, and you're like, well, fuck, I'm going to die.
Yeah.
So might as well fucking grab life and try to do something with it. So it could be those two things coupled together. Because I think if you don't keep presenting new challenges in your life, and you've just been doing like the same thing for a long time, no matter what the job is, like if you're working as an accountant, you never ask for a promotion or move up or make sure that your job propels you and keeps itself interesting, you'll start to get like bored and frustrated and bitter, and that mixed with andropause and like a lack of purpose, and then people dying around you probably can motivate you to like want to change.
Wow. And that kind of folds into erectile dysfunction.
Yeah,
Because
Yeah, I
it's
guess
like,
it would
no
make your
joke.
dick limp. Like,
Like,
you're
Yeah.
so
literally.
sad. Like,
Yeah.
Literally, wow, that all makes sense.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Wow.
I get that. The direction.
Yeah.
The loss of direction.
Wow.
But is this also what you like? Do you see yourself doing this in 50 years?
What the midlife crisis?
No, like what you're doing now.
Oh yeah, like I learned this early, and I was very lucky for it. You know, try to this. I've used this example before, and sometimes people don't understand exactly what I'm saying. So I'll try to word this as well as possible. I learned this in scuba diving. I was a scuba diving instructor, and in scuba diving, there's clear levels. There's like dive master, instructor, master, instructor, and the higher level you are, the more experienced diver you can take diving. And what I saw was people who never advanced, it was always around the 2-year mark, started to get really frustrated with the job because these challenges that were brand new when you first became this level of diver were now annoying. So like all
Right.
these people are kicking the reef. None of them can get their buoyancy down. None of them can swim right. Where at first it was so fun to teach these people. So if you're not bringing new interesting things into your life, new challenges to keep yourself motivated and on your toes, then what you're doing becomes mundane and frustrating. So like in my career as a stand-up, like I started doing stand-up in Mexico. I moved to Toronto. I was broke. I had nothing. I stayed at a youth shelter for 6 months. Then I moved into like a shitty house. Then I kept moving up through the open mic scene. Then I did Just for Laughs. Then I went on the road with friends, and we were like cold calling venues to like build our own tours. Then I started doing the social media stuff. Then I moved to New York. Now I'm like going on the road in America, headlining my own shows. And now it's like trying to pair up with like big comics to do stuff with them. It's stuff like going to Austin where I know nobody and building myself in the scene staying there and creating relationships there, I've constantly tried to make new challenges for myself to keep it interesting for me.
Totally. So what's like next? What do you think, aside like taking over the US on tour?
Mhm.
Like what do you think the next challenge is going to be for you?
Well, we're going to take the hour we have now. We just got pretty good footage of it in Brea. We're going to start shopping it around, see if anyone wants to buy it. And like the options would be a streamer or even like YouTube.
Cool.
Put out a special, leverage that into more stuff. Hopefully we get some viral clips out of it. Hopefully the special goes viral.
Mm-hmm.
If you can get your special to do like 4 to 6 million views, which is lofty, but with the like right platform, it's possible. Matt Rife just put his on 600-pound gorilla, blew up, and now the guy's like, he was already big, and now he's like massive.
Wow.
So if you can do something like that, that can be a life-changing moment with this body of work you've created. So that's kind of the next step. And even if it doesn't blow up like that, it'll propel everything forward. Maybe go from where I'm at right now, which is like usually doing like 1,200 tickets in a weekend, to doing maybe 2,000 tickets in a weekend.
Yeah. Incredible. You've had some amazing growth,
Yeah.
like just through our time of like knowing each other. So kudos to you because
Thank
the
you.
work is definitely paying off.
It's so cool to see.
It
Thank you. I
is.
appreciate
Very
And I
that.
feel like
inspiring.
you were like manifesting it in, to keep it vague, the days where we were all making memes together for a
Yeah.
living.
You just keep doing the work, doing the work, doing the work.
Yeah, you were like, at some point, COVID's going to be over and things are going to be reopened. I'm going to move to New York and I'm going to go on tour. And you're doing
You
it.
did
Doing
that.
it all.
It's very cool.
It is
Thank
very
you.
cool.
I appreciate that.
And Canadians are fun.
Canadians are doing the
We got to
damn
work
thing.
our ass off to get out of the country. So you got
No,
a lot
exactly.
of hard workers that
And
make the move.
Like, I
That's
feel
very
like
true.
It's hard
Yeah.
to keep up
Actually.
hope and it's really expensive. And you did. And it's fucking cool.
It is.
And we're here. We're doing it.
Yeah.
And now
I'm
we're
not allowed in
California.
Canada, by the way.
No.
No,
what do you got?
I'm not.
DUI?
No, I don't.
Oh,
you
you
know, I
don't
don't
have
know
a
how to
driver's
drive.
license. Yeah,
so
yeah.
there would be a lot of issues with
Yeah.
that. But no, it was weed related.
Yeah, we defense. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're very strict.
Yeah.
You might be able to now. How long ago was it?
6 years.
You might be because we've legalized weed.
It was legal, I feel like, when I went.
Oh yeah.
But I
Oh.
wasn't even like, I'm not going to admit to any like crimes, but like I just brought some joints in to smoke and then I left with one joint in my bag.
And cross the
And
border
it's
back.
not even like I like bought it in Canada. I was
Yeah.
like, wow, this is terrible.
Yeah, I don't know. You can try. I'll try again.
The worst thing is I don't want to go all the way up
And
and
then,
be
yeah.
like, oh, no. All right, I'm just going to travel like hours and hours back
Back,
down.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I avoid Canada, but I've met some mad cool Canadians lately. My friend Anna, she is killing it in the weed content scene as well.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right, so I realized we didn't finish all of our would you rathers.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yes. I feel like we had
Okay.
one last excellent one.
Okay. Would you rather be allergic to coming or be totally allergic to sugar?
Oh, totally allergic to sugar.
Like you would literally eat like things that have no sugar, like
No
zero.
sugar. Yeah. Like, can I have like fructose? Can I still have
No.
fruit? No.
Like no,
No.
sweetness.
No sweet. I think I take the sugar because allergic to coming, that's like, that just sucks. Every time you jizz, you break out in hives. And I know myself, I would still come sometimes and then just eat it. And then I would have like whatever 4 or 5 hours where I'm miserable because I'm having an allergic reaction.
Yeah.
I would just still do it like probably like once a month. I'd be like, it wasn't so bad last time. And then I would do it again. And I'd be like, oh.
You can only have sex with Benadryl.
Yeah.
Even
So
that,
you're
you need
so
an EpiPen.
loopy. Yeah. Oh my God. Pre-sex EpiPen session.
Oh my God.
But if you made yourself allergic to sugar, it would be beneficial to your life. You would cut
It
out a
would
bunch
be.
of
It's a little unrealistic. Like,
it's very unrealistic.
like, because I'm thinking like fruit
yeah,
as well.
Yeah.
Like, I'm saying like,
yeah, you can't eat fruit. That's fine. Like
that's fine.
I
In
mean,
what world?
it's not fine. We're talking about a world where it's no coming or no fruit or no sugar.
I might choose no coming.
Really?
I might.
I just like don't want to live in either of these worlds. So
I don't
would
either.
just
It's-
choose death.
I think there's other things that are delicious. You can still go salty. You can still go savory.
No, but there's sugar in everything.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
There's
even
sugar in everything.
in
Oh,
small amounts, even naturally. Yeah.
You would just have to work around that. And you would learn so much in the process of trying to do this. You would learn so much about sugar and so much of what it is. You become so fucking healthy. You become so healthy.
What happens? What if you had post nut clarity forever once you stopped coming?
What do you mean?
Imagine the good that would come out of never coming again.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what about this like whole tantric movement that's all about like
Withholding.
edging? Yeah. Like, what if you were just like actually extremely productive because you're always on edge?
It's so funny that there's like this holistic movement that's like, oh, tantric, no coming. And then there's also the red pill guys that are like, no nut, you must save your cum to be more powerful. Like on the same kick. I do think that jerking off like all the time, watching porn all the time is not good for you. You do get demotivated, and it's just not good for like I think your mental health and shit.
And probably like skin. Like you'd like chafe eventually.
Oh,
wow. Yeah, but on the contrary, I heard cum is very good for skin.
Yeah, moisturizer, protein.
Yeah, I guess you.
Our newest obsession.
But the post-nut clarity.
Protein.
The post-nut clarity thing is you would never have post-nut clarity until you came because you.
But it was like one final cum.
But you
and you're just clear forever.
But that's not what we're talking
clear
about.
Forever.
Yeah, you could never come again. It was the last cum.
No,
all of the cum.
We were talking like if you come, you have an allergic reaction.
Well, now we're talking about you're never coming after this one cum.
After the one
and
cum?
maybe you're enlightened because of it.
If you can't come again, that's a different thing.
You definitely can't come again.
Yeah.
You can't come again. Or what was the alternative?
It was
sugar.
Yeah,
right.
it was like every time you eat sugar, you have an allergic reaction. Every time you come, you have an allergic reaction.
And so both technically have benefits to your long-term life.
Oh yeah. But I think the coming thing, it's like the cum builds up. You don't like if you don't jizz, if I'm gonna jizz, I'm gonna have an allergic reaction, but I'm still gonna be like horny all the time. My horniness is like a prison. I make dumb decisions when I'm horny. Dude, I bought like plane tickets and shit because I'm so horny. Girls like, I'll come out and fuck you. You gotta fly me. I'm like, yep. And then I'm like, I should have jerked off first.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
I see why you chose coming.
Yeah, no,
makes
horniness,
sense.
you make some like fucking rash decisions when you're horny.
Do you smoke enough weed?
I don't really smoke weed.
Wow.
I get high here.
All the money saving must be nice.
I get high here
except
and
on
there.
the plane ride, so.
I got a Nintendo Switch.
All right, I have one more crazy would
right.
you rather. It is, would you rather get pegged in private or be walked on a leash in your hometown at your high school reunion?
Pegged in private.
Yeah, that was so quick.
Pegged in private, yeah. The pegging might even be like all right. I don't know.
I think it might be all right.
I've never been pegged, but it would be like also it's like one and you get pegged and you're like you wash that off. It was in private. We shake hands. It's like, hey, thanks. It's like it's fucking one for the memoirs, right? And
exactly.
Just close your eyes.
Getting walked on a leash in like at your high, like I still hang out with some of those dudes. Like that would be like it would get back to my family. It would like would reverberate through like every piece of all these old standings. And now if we haven't had a high school reunion, but if we do, I'm gonna go back and be like the coolest motherfucker there.
Yeah,
true.
I'm gonna be so cool when I go back. People are gonna be like, "Yo, I watch all my friends send your shit." And I'm like, "Yeah, no big deal."
That's true.
I love that.
But it would kind of be baller if you did walk in on a leash because you're like,
wouldn't be baller.
I can do
would not
anything.
Be baller. Would not be baller. People would be like, Che's really lost his way. Like he makes like this fucking comedy life
Too
is
far.
good. Yeah, it's went to his head.
Do you
The
think in
big
high
city.
school? Yeah, right.
He went to New York and look at what happened.
Look at him.
He's
yeah.
unhinged.
Yeah. No, you get pegged in private. It's like whatever. Like maybe this lady's nice or whatever.
Yeah.
I've said that before I die, probably within like the next like 5 years or so. There's a couple of things on my sex like bucket list. I want to go to an orgy. I want to get a lady to press on my prostate, but like a professional. Like I don't want to get pegged, but you fucking put 2 fingers in there, press on the prostate or whatever. But I want like a pro, like a dominatrix or something who like she does this shit all the time.
Yeah, it's gonna take her no time to find it.
Exactly.
Like she knows what she's doing.
I don't want to ask just like any chick to do it.
Right.
And she's like fingering my butt and she's like,
And
do you
it's
like it?
experimental and you're
I'm
like,
I don't know. No, I want a chick who's like, listen, like I fucking do this all the time. She puts on a glove or whatever. Like this is her fucking go-to.
Wow, a glove, very medical.
Yeah, you hear the like
Wow.
You should just go to the doctor.
You should go get checked out.
I think there's like a very easy way to get
Right.
this bucket list item.
Have you ever seen that tweet where it's like, if you think you're having a bad day, one of my coworkers got his prostate checked, and when the guy touched it, he came and knocked over a bunch of things.
I love that.
So funny, dude.
Oh my God.
God.
That's terrible.
That's
That's
incredible.
totally a real story.
Yeah, I hope it is.
Yeah,
I
that's
hope
not
that-
even like chainmail. Like that's
Yeah.
a thing.
Well, this has been incredible.
It has been.
Thank you so much for joining
Thank you.
us. We love what you do and we love watching you grow.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You guys have been great.
Keep on keeping on. We'll definitely catch up in New York. I'll go to one of your shows, and I'm excited to see you continue taking off.
Right on, guys. Fucking killer.
Thank you.
Should we do plugs? We're going to plug?
Yeah,
Yes.
please.
Yeah, you can find me on all platforms at Che Durena, CHEDURENA. Little Dinky News for Twitch and Kick, and for all tour dates and tickets and everything, you can go to CheDurena.com. When does this come out?
Maybe soon.
Maybe.
In the next few weeks,
In the
but
next few
you
weeks.
will definitely be seeing all the links on our socials,
Totally.
and we'll be posting this around. And
yeah,
don't
we
forget
will plug your dates.
Sick.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us at Not For Nothing Pod on all platforms.
5-star rating, please. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.